come before the questions, we'll do a little introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Aska Suchan, a proud member of editorial committee, and I am joined by Krisha Parmar. We sincerely appreciate this opportunity. In the pursuit of knowledge, let curiosity be a compass. With this guiding principle, we are excited to introduce you Dr. Mrinal, who is a distinguished and accomplished academician in the field of pharmacology. She holds a prestigious recognition as a guide from Mumbai University for both M.Pharm and PhD degrees in pharmacology, contributing significantly to the academic landscape since November 2012. Dr. Sanai's research focus encompasses a broader spectrum of areas including neuropharmacology, cardiovascular studies, and metabolic syndrome studies. Her endeavors in evaluating the effects of medicinal plants on stress biomarkers, cognitive functions, and various therapeutic aspects showcase her commitment to advancing pharmaceutical knowledge. With a remarkable track record of guiding numerous postgraduate students and ongoing research projects, Dr. Sanai has secured various fundings of various projects emphasizing her expertise and dedication to advancing pharmacological research. Her extensive list of publications in reputable journals reflect her contribution to the scientific committee. Dr. Mrinal Sanai's commitment to excellence and impactful research make her an invaluable asset to the academic and scientific community. Moving forward with the questions, can you elaborate on your experience and approach during your M.Pharm studies, leading to being awarded the first rank merit certificate in 1996?
Yeah, I completed my M.Pharm in 1996, and I feel that during my M.Pharm, I was more on the comprehensive approach towards my studies, where when you take an admission to the M.Pharm, it's very important that you need to upgrade your practical skills because it is more related to your project work. So some extra efforts you need to take, especially in pharmacology, where you have to handle animals, you have to operate on the animals, so you have to develop those surgical techniques. I was very fortunate that I was registered under Dr. Bodhankar, who is considered as a father of pharmacology. So that gave me an opportunity to develop my surgical skills, because that's what I learned from my guru. Okay. And another thing why I was fortunate, because I got an opportunity to work in BJ Medical College, and there also I came across many medical practitioners, and lot of exchange of ideas, thoughts happened over there, and that was a very good orientation. And obviously you cannot avoid hard work, dedication, consistent efforts, and not to give up approach, because that is what is required during the M.Pharm, I feel. Because every time your project may not work the way you are expecting to work it, but then overcoming the failures, finding out the alternative modalities, and reaching to your target and having that final satisfaction is what we should aim for. And for that you should have the consistent efforts, hard work, and dedication. There is no compromise in that.
Thank you for sharing.
How do you prepare for oral presentations, and what advice would you offer to improve the presentation skills given your success at RX Ekant's TechFest at 2023?
Yeah. See, what I feel is that whenever we are preparing for an oral presentation, you need to understand there are two things. One, the presentation of the data, and another, your oral communication. So you need to give equal attention to both of it. Your presentation may be excellent, but if you are not able to orally present it or communicate it to the audience, it may not be successful. At the same time, you may use some heavy words and many scientific terms, but if you are not presenting the data properly, again it's not getting connected to the audience. So there has to be a balance between this. And for that, you need to meticulously plan your presentation in the beginning, right? So the flow of the presentation, what key features you are going to present, should be very clear in your mind, and then only you can prepare your PowerPoint accordingly. So that framework, that infrastructure should be ready in your mind first, and then you can start preparing your presentations. Especially when you are presenting your scientific data, I feel you should first go for your result and discussion. And then you should go for your remaining, that introduction, rational literature survey, all these things. And at the end of the presentation, there has to be some take home message. Otherwise, your presentation is not complete unless and until it is not delivering some message to the audience. So that's what I feel. And regarding oral, your voice modulation, your where you have to take a pause, where you have to give a stress, it should not be too much of the paragraphs and words you should avoid. Rather than it should be with flow charts, pictorial, graphical. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So that is very important in the oral presentation. Another thing, through years of experience, what I have observed is that when people are presenting their scientific work, they only talk about the results. Means, was there any alteration in the parameters, or was not there? But if it was not there, or if it was there, what is the implication? What was the reason behind it? That you should communicate to the audience. So they are interested to know that, and then only they will develop the interest in your presentation. So that's how you can make it effective. So as you have told about Ekansh, right? So there we have made that attempt that we not only present our results, but we majorly convey the interpretations of our result to the audience. So might have resulted in a better way.
Okay, thank you for sharing.
How do you prepare for oral presentations and what advice would you offer to improve the presentation skills given your success at RX Ekansh TechFest?
The next question, your PhD specialization in pharmacology, could you discuss any significant research projects or publication that have contributed to the field?
Actually, I entered into the research since 1994 because I got registered for my MPharm in 1994, and so research started in my life from there. Okay, so since you are asking me for PhD in pharmacology, and thereafter I have conducted number of projects, industry projects, granted projects, but if I have to quote any one of it which has really contributed, then we have worked on Asti Poshak, which is Ayurvedic formulation, and we have established its mode of action. So it was like we found out that whether Asti Poshak can be useful in menopausal ladies, because nowadays lot of after menopause lot of women suffer from osteoporosis and come across bone fractures or some bone related diseases. So that was a very you can say dear to a heart my project, that if we can find out our timely tested formulations like Asti Poshak and can be given it in a modern dosage form to the current women, so will it be useful to tackle the problem of the osteoporosis, and we got a very positive results in that. So we didn't stop up to that stage. We thought that we should find out whether this Asti Poshak, which is Ayurvedic formulation and is beneficial for the treatment of osteoporosis, can it, in what way it is working, what is its mode of action. So we went for its cellular and molecular studies also. And I feel that is a need of the time, because we have many Ayurvedic formulation, and if we establish their mode of action, we get a scientific data, proves that this is the way it acts on the body. It will create the confidence in the mind of medical practitioners also, and they will start using or applying, or clinically clinical use of these products can be enhanced, can be promoted. So that was our major aim in establishing the mode. So we went to cellular molecular level, and we have done some RT-PCR studies, and we have found the genetic expressions also, that how these components in Asti Poshak are modified. So in that research journey now, there is another avenue which is open for us, that we have found that Asti Poshak is not only useful for osteoporosis, but it can be repurposed for treatment of sarcolemma also. So that's how that project has given us the multiple arrays to further explore and establish the newer therapeutic applications for our own ancient formulas.
Yeah. The next question, your PhD specialization in pharmacology, could you discuss any significant research projects or publication that have contributed to the field?
Actually, I entered into the research since 1994 because I got registered for my MPharm in 1994, and so research started in my life from there. Okay, so since you are asking me for PhD in pharmacology, and thereafter I have conducted number of projects, industry projects, granted projects. But if I have to quote any one of it which has really contributed, then we have worked on Asti Posha, which is Ayurvedic formulation, and we have established its mode of action. So it was like we found out that whether Asti Posha can be useful in menopausal ladies, because nowadays lot of after menopause lot of women suffer from osteoporosis and come across bone fractures or some bone related diseases. So that was a very you can say dear to a heart my project, that if we can find out our timely tested formulations like Asti Posha and can be given it in a modern dosage form to the current women, so will it be useful to tackle the problem of the osteoporosis, and we got a very positive results in that. So we didn't stop up to that stage. We thought that we should find out whether this Asti Poshak, which is Ayurvedic formulation and is beneficial for the treatment of osteoporosis, can it, in what way it is working, what is its mode of action. So we went for its cellular and molecular studies also. And I feel that is a need of the time, because we have many Ayurvedic formulation, and if we establish their mode of action, we get a scientific data, proofs that this is the way it acts on the body. It will create the confidence in the mind of medical practitioners also, and they will start using or applying or clinically clinical use of this product.
Really interesting project.
As an associate professor in pharmacology since 2005, could you share key highlights from your teaching experience and any notable changes you have witnessed in the field over the years?
Many changes. Means my biodata mentions my service starting in KM Kunani College of Pharmacy in 2005. But before that 9 years I was in MET. So I joined academics in 1996. So in 1996 we had annual pattern. So student had a relaxed time. Even the teachers had a time to take the lectures, for full 1 hour and give them a sufficient time to study for the exam. And there used to be 2 periodic tests in a year. So student used to get a sufficient time to give a justifiable, you can say a time and understanding of the subject used to be thorough. Later on there was a change to semester pattern. But in semester pattern also, okay fine, but I found that the syllabus was crunch and students were on roller coaster. Are you getting it?
Yes.
That giving assignments, giving internal exams, then appearing for semester exam. By the time one semester is over, the second semester used to begin. So there was a change in the pattern of the syllabus, and I really sometimes feel that students should get a sufficient time to understand the subject. That is what I don't recommend, that annual pattern has to be there, but what I recommend is that in semester pattern also the subject content can be divided in a such a way that student get a sufficient time to study that, rather than having many contents, let's have some core content in the syllabus which are applicable in the future for them. That is what is shift I need to see in years to come. Another thing, initially it was a teacher centric approach. That means we used to go in the class, deliver our lecture and come out. But now with the modern syllabus, I find there is a student centric approach where we are giving the project to the student. Students are exploring, coming with their queries, and we are solving it, and we are helping them, we are mentoring them. So that's a good thing about the new syllabus which has come. Many changes which I observed in pharmacology practical, right from 1996 till date. In 1996, we used to do tissue animal practicals right from the second year to final year. But due to minimization of the animals, then it curtailed down to only tissue experiments in final year. And now it is further curtailed down to only simulation experiment, which somewhere hurts me, being a pharmacologist. That if you are allowed, if there are some tissues which are thrown as such in a slaughterhouse, so why not to use those tissues to show the effects of the drugs, to student, that will make the concepts more clear. So that needs to be incorporated at least at a final year level, where you expect that student to be appearing for interviews and maybe working in some research R&D or going for post graduation, so that animal handling, precision, dedication, sincerity, then that persistence, perseverance rather than, I will say, in the work, that is learned only through the practical skill. It cannot be learned through the simulation experiment. But again, another side of it is that there are alternative models. So if you are not ready to incorporate animal experimentation, let's incorporate the alternative models in the syllabus. Like there is a dorsofolia model is there, zebrafish models are there. Even simple, for this enthelmentic activity, you can go for earthworm. Are you getting it? Earthworm models are there. So there are some such a easily accessible models which can be incorporated in the syllabus, so that student get a satisfaction that he is actually seeing the effect of the drug rather than just visualizing it. Okay, so that's a shift I observed in pharmacology.
So you said now animal handling is only for M.Pharm students.
Yeah, now when a B.Pharm student comes for a M.Pharm, he doesn't know how to handle the tissue, or he doesn't know how to handle the animal. So at least animal handling should be there. May not be animal experimentation, but at least animal handling, administration of drug to the animal, I mean such type of the experiments can be incorporated.
Thank you. So, moving further, achieving first rank in M.Pharm and fifth rank in B.Pharm is commendable. And how did this academic achievement contributed to your professional journey, and how would you guide your students to achieve these commendable ranks?
Obviously, my having a rank holder has surely built a strong foundation for me to build up my career. Not only that, but to secure a rank, the qualities which I inculcated in myself have helped me in a long run. Are you getting it? That is going through the books, reading books, finding out information, preparing your own notes. Are you getting it? These are smaller things, maybe at B.Pharm and M.Pharm level, but they help you in a long run when you actually do your job. Like when I teach to my student, I'm ready with my notes. I don't have to refer anybody's presentation, or because my notes, what I want to convey to my student, where I want to give a stress, that is ready with me. So I'm independent. I'm not dependent on anybody or any multimedia or any other resources. That is the one thing. Another thing, what I will recommend to the students is that yeah, obviously, everybody's aim is to be a rank holder, and you should pursue that because that develops many qualities in you, especially sincerity and dedication and hard work and disciplined way of working gets inculcated in you. But beyond that also, you should look beyond your syllabus also. That's what I feel. Means for the present B.Pharm student, because your world is of technology world. There are lot of technological advancements which are happening, which your syllabus may not cover. But you have avenues open also. You have MOOC, you have Swayam, you have many online platforms like Coursera is there, then TEDx lectures are there. Are you getting it? So you should listen to that. You should undergo that training program, those certificate course, so that you upgrade yourself with the I will say contemporary technology. Are you getting it? Novel drug delivery systems, which are the different models available for, because nowadays there are 3D cell animal models are available. Are you getting it? So you need not go for animal study. 3D cell line models are available. So you should be aware, at least you should be B.Pharm level, you should be aware that what are the technical advancements which are happening in R&D as well as in the formulation, what are the new classes of the drug coming up. Now your area is of the biologicals, so you should keep yourself upgraded with the biotechnology also. That is also required. Bioinformatics is required. So at least basics of these branches you should keep yourself, what I will say, aware of. You should understand what are these fields. Okay. So this is something I will recommend that these current students should know. And another thing, soft skill development. Because because we do some industry projects, what is the industry people feedback is that the students which is coming from the B Farm may be excellent in his knowledge, but they don't have soft skills. The way to approach the people in the company, the way to tackle the problem, the way to handle the pressure. Are you getting it? And very importantly, way to complete the work in the time constraint. These are the things which B Farm students should learn if they learn at an undergraduate level. Maybe when they actually go on the field to do the job, their job will be more easy.
Thank you so
so
much.
much for sharing this.
So next question. What strategies do you employ to efficiently communicate complex research findings to a broader audience, especially in publication that target both scientific and non-scientific readers?
See, when you are communicating your research in the form of either publication or in the form of a presentation, you should be very focused to your research target. That don't go hayway. Are you getting it? What is your problem? Stick to your problem and talk about your problem. That's all. Then only people will be interested. If you start moving around the bush, they know that you are not reaching to the point and they will lose your interest in your project. So that is the first thing I keep in mind, that I have to stick to my area, whatever project I am talking about, whatever research paper I am publishing. So stick to that. Another very importantly, rationale behind your research project should be clear in your mind so that you can convey it clearly to the audience. So first thing is the rationale behind implementing a particular project. Like I told you, I was working on the Asthi Poshak and my rationale was very clear that women health, it is a menopausal health which needs to be improved. Are you getting it? How? Why? Because the existing therapies which are available are symptomatic. They are not healing the cause behind. Estrogen deficiency is a major cause. And we need something to replace that estrogen. And herbals have a phytoestrogen. So my rationale was very clear over there, that this phytoestrogen can replace the estrogen deficiency. So they can work in a multiple way rather than giving the drugs which are only treating the symptoms and not reaching to the major cause. So when coming back to your question, that when you are talking about a oral and a poster presentation, then your rationale should be very clear and that should be communicated to the audience. Another thing is that you should make basic concepts of your problem very clear to the reader or to the audience who is listening to you. Third thing, once the basic concepts are clear, once the rationale is clear, then come to your complex results. Once the basic concepts and rationale is clear, it will be easy for the audience to understand your complex concept. Are you getting it? Yes. It makes more easier for them to understand. I just have water.
Yes. And can you share specific strategies or insights that have translated into more effective classroom engagement?
Yes. Of course, faculty development programs are very important and they need to be attended by every faculty because they happen periodically and they also get upgraded with the advancements in the teaching skills and technologies. Like I told you, in 1996 I was using only Blackboard. Then I started using OHP. Then I started using LCD. And now I have started making my own videos. So I have my own YouTube video channel where the 40 lectures are there. So my students are very happy that they miss any lecture, they can go back to that channel, they can listen to the videos, they come with their queries. If they want to revise also, they can go over there. I got a very good opportunity to develop one virtual lab experiment with AD instrument training I had undergone, that we are talking about FDP. There was a faculty development program of the AD instrument where with them, our college was the first. I was a coordinator who conducted a webinar in COVID-19 about a virtual lab. And we with the AD instrument are the first pharmacy college who developed that differential WBC count experiment, where my students could perform actually differential WBC count virtually. That identifying the type of WBC, counting it. So this is how with the technological advancement and by undergoing FDP, I have upgraded myself also. and my teaching technologies have also upgraded. So now you can say it is more student centric. Like when I go for a class of pharmacy practice, just I give them assignment, like you actually conduct the interviews of the patient. You make one small skit and role play model type of the activities where you are playing the role play of a pharmacist. One student will play a model of a patient. I give them a case study. So they do actual interview, they do the video recording of it, and then we discuss it. So this type of the type of teaching learning now we are adopting. So it has changed with the time, with the I will say with the technology it has changed.
It's a really fun way to learn actually.
So, next question. Higher education faces various challenges. From your perspective, how does this faculty development program equip the educators to address current challenges and foster an environment conducive to the student success?
Yeah, that's what I told you. Now, through these FDP programs only, we come to know that what are the different techniques available. There was one FDP in COVID time, which was online FDP conducted by IIT Mumbai, where they have taught us to develop the videos, and that has helped me. That's what I said. That technique to develop the videos, teaching videos, then giving in between assignments and quizzes. Are you getting? All those techniques I developed through attending those faculty development programs only. In Vellore also, Vellore College, that computer college has also conducted one FDP, which also we had attended, through which we learned how to handle Moodle, which is an online platform, and which has helped now. Still we are continuing with the Moodle. We put our assignment, we share our notes on that. So it is very easily accessible to the student. So all these technologies we have learned through the FDP only, all faculty development programs.
Thank you for sharing. Moving on, can you discuss a funded project where collaboration with industry partners played a crucial role, and how did this collaboration enhance the project's success?
Yeah, this is a very important question, and I feel in today's time, research needs a fund. And I was fortunate that I got a funding from the industry, because I feel industry is always aware about the current problems in the society, health related problems in the society, and they always want to launch their products to solve that problem, that health related problem. So that gives you an opportunity to work on those projects which are need of time. So that was one advantage of working with the industry project. Another project, their way of working is very professional. It gives you a lot of collaborations also. So you come to know about the expertise present in this field. You get a knowledge from them. So in a due course of time, you also upgrade your skills, labs, technologies. Another thing is that students get funding for their research, so they get a wider scope to perform the research. It's not a narrow scope is not there. Their scope broadens up because there is a funding. And very importantly, when you work on an industry project, as I told you, it has an applicability. So it always has a futuristic prospectus to file a patent and to bring your product into the market. So it is useful for the society. So that satisfaction is always there when you work with the industry project.
I'd like you to share a few insightful thoughts for our readers who are willing to pursue pharmacology, and also to the students currently in BPharm.
Pharmacology is a dear to heart subject to me. And I will say, instead, for me, pharmacology is the heart of pharmacy, because I feel that unless and until you do not establish mode of action, you don't know the side effects, you don't know the drug-food interaction, drug-drug interaction. Are you getting it? Till that, the product will not be established in the market, because regulatory bodies will always ask you this data. So pharmacology subject, specialization in pharmacology will provide student lot of job opportunities. Nowadays there are a lot of job opportunities in pharmacovigilance, data management, post-marketing surveillance, medico-marketing, marketing as such. Are you getting it? Sales, even in academics, there is a lot of scope for the research in clinical pharmacology. Are you getting it? So pharmacology is a never dying subject. It is a subject which everyone should dedicatedly they should study that subject. Are you getting? And in B.Pharm student, I will tell that when you are learning pharmacology subject, look it from the point of view that your mode of actions of each drug is very clear in mind. Because mode of action of a drug is the heart of that drug. It will not only give you an idea about the efficacy of the drug or effect of the drug, but it will give you an idea about how that mode of action can interfere with other drugs mode of action. So it will help you to understand drug-drug interactions. It will help to understand why particular side effect is happening, why particular adverse reaction is happening. So don't ignore the side effects and adverse effects also. Sometimes the side effects and adverse effect in future might lead to the repurposing of the drug also. So don't give focus only I will learn mode of action and kinetics, but give equal attention to the side effects and adverse reactions, drug-drug interactions also. Because when it comes to the practical application of the pharmacology, you are majorly dealing with these problems, adverse events. So there this knowledge is more important.
Thank you, ma'am. So I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to you, Dr. Mrinal ma'am,